Unfortunately, most agents fail because they're working the wrong leads, or in most cases actually not enough leads, or they have a horrible final expense telephone sales presentation. Don't even get me started on that. Or they're writing carriers that really don't have decent commission levels or decent products, which when it's that way, they never really had a chance in the first place. In this video, we're going to talk about everything that you're going to need to be successful at final expense sales or selling final expense over the phone, along with the final expense telephone sales process, so you can decide for yourself if final expense telephone sales is even for you. Coming up after this. I'm Douglas Massi, and right off the bat, I'm going to ask that you give this video a big old thumbs up so that YouTube keeps sharing our content to folks that maybe haven't found us yet. And you definitely want to subscribe to our channel because we're putting out new content every single week. If you'll kindly hang around until the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to get a copy of this awesome warning page. This thing, you can leave it with each policy that you either deliver, if you're selling face-to-face, or you can even mail it out to the client with the information packet about the policy and maybe instruct your new client to keep it with their final expense policy. It is a great way to help scare off unwanted life insurance agents that may be tempted to do something possibly unethical with your client, the policy that you sold them. Selling final expense over the phone is actually not very difficult at all. However, you will need 3 things to be successful at final expense telesales. Selling final expense over the phone is actually not very difficult for someone with half a brain that actually has a decent work ethic. However, you are going to need a few things. The way I look at it, you got to have these things to be successful. 1, you need a good presentation. Man, if your presentation doesn't help you build amazing rapport, or if it's just way too short, you're not going to get far at all. A strong final expense telesales presentation will keep you on the phone with your client for usually around 40 minutes or even longer before you even get to the pricing. I know that our telephone presentation was written over time, and it's based on what the strongest final expense telephone sales agent that I've ever seen or even worked with in the country does. If you were on our sales team, you would have access to a presentation that would help you build so much rapport that you're practically going to be friends with the prospect an hour into the presentation, which makes it really hard for them to say no. The second thing that you're going to need is either A, plenty of leads to call every single week, or B, several inbound live transfers each and every day. The live transfers are great because you're going to get introduced to a prospect who knows you're going to be speaking with them about buying final expense life insurance and that you're going to be giving them a quote. With the transfers that we use, we actually pre-qualify the heck out of them. I mean, we probably overdo it. We verify all their information and make sure that they're okay with speaking with a life insurance agent about buying life insurance and getting a quote right now. And we even asked if they want a quote for 5, 10, or 20,000 of insurance, and we even ask who the beneficiary is. This information is actually double checked by a second telemarketer who goes over everything again and then asks them a second time if it's okay for us to transfer the call to a live agent who can give you a quote right now. With a high quality live transfer, you're basically being connected to customers if you actually know what you're doing. Okay, so far I've talked about how important it is to have a really good presentation and how important it is to have decent leads and live transfers. Number 3, you definitely want to have a really strong carrier that has a really good product, and you want to have other final expense insurance carriers in your bag for certain health conditions and niches that could come up. Remember guys, the whole idea of being an independent agent is to have 1, really good competitive products for the client, and 2, you want to get paid decent commissions. Which leads us to numero 4, quattro. For this whole thing to work, your commissions need to be decent. So with that being said, if your first year commission level isn't at least, I want to say at least 90 to 100%, and you've been selling life insurance for a while, unless somebody's driving you around and giving you free leads, you could very well be with an agency that's taking advantage of you. If your commission level isn't high enough, even if you're making sales every week, and I speak with agents that are with these companies that have really low commissions, they make a bunch of sales, and they don't make any money. Like I was saying, if that sounds familiar, as long as you have the 4 things, you are on your way to final expense telesales success. But there is one more thing, and it's really about what's inside of you. Anybody that gives this business 110% of everything they've got can be successful. I don't care who you're with or what kind of commission level you've got. With that being said, the 5th thing that you're going to need for success is to make a decision that you will succeed no matter what. And once you've made that decision, is to actually follow through and do the work. From here, the process is pretty simple, very similar to face-to-face sales actually. You call your leads. When the client answers, you start making your final expense telephone sales presentation, and you do not stop until you have closed that sale. Now, not everybody can actually do our business because you do need to have some at least intermediate computer skills, and you do have to be pretty good at multitasking. You know, just think about it. While you're on the phone with your client, you're going to be asking them all the questions on the application. You're going to need to pull up another window to look up their medications to check it with the carrier's medication list to make sure that you apply for the right product, right? You're going to pull up the pricing, another window. If you're good, you may even want to verify their checking information on bettercheck.com, so that way you know you're not spinning your wheels. And you know what? You may even need to do a 3-way call to their bank if they don't have the checking account. And of course, you're going to need to do that 3-way call at the end to the insurance company or to Aptical to do the phone interview. Sure, all of this is basic stuff that you might already be doing if you're a field agent. However, now the trick is to take what you do in person and do that over the phone while you're on the computer multitasking, which is usually the hard part. Guys, I know things are changing out there right now. I mean, we got this new normal, and in all honesty, things may never truly go back to the old normal. It's sink or swim time. Agents that can adapt and adjust will succeed. Success is definitely going to happen with those guys, but agents that don't flow with the change will end up being insignificant and can easily miss the boat. Now, I'm not saying that years from now, the whole face-to-face thing won't come back in full force and be better than ever. Because I truly believe no matter what, even today, even right now, we have agents that haven't slowed down, haven't skipped a beat, haven't stopped anything. Their numbers are the same, if not better than they were before the virus. Look, guys, nobody likes to change. I mean, change sucks. If you want to grow an insurance business and increase your annual salary, or if you just want to have significant personal growth, you're going to need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because the longer you wait, the harder that it's going to be to make these changes. When you're willing to change, to grow, to sacrifice, and to work really hard in our industry, the rewards always outweigh the sacrifice. There's a reason that some agents make over $150,000 per year while other agents make $35,000 to maybe $50,000 on a good year. What are you willing to sacrifice to be successful today? For more information on joining our final expense sales team, purchase some leads or live transfers, we can hook you up with that. Or if you'd like a copy of the warning page that I mentioned earlier in the video, just email me at doug@ufesonline.com. Remember, guys, when you put the needs of your clients first, everything else will usually fall right into place. Now, get out there and do something good for someone today. Happy hunting.